today's holiday dish, I'm going to make one of my favorite side salads, a shaved Brussels sprout salad. Now usually people think of Brussels sprouts as sauteed with maybe a little bit of bacon, some slivered almonds, some red onions, which is quite delicious, but I also like serving them raw. It might seem a little bit strange, but if you think about it, a Brussels sprout is really just a little baby cabbage. To go along with the salad, we're going to add in a little bit of sweet corn, some toasted pecans, a little bit of shaved aged manchego, and some sliced prosciutto. So let's get started. What we're going to do first is toast our prosciutto. You know, there's some debates among chefs if we like to serve prosciutto raw or to toast it a little bit. It does come out a little bit gamey, but I kind of like that. It's really bringing out these great flavors. And you can get this right at your deli counter at Whole Foods, where they'll shave it for you. And a little bit does go a long way, so about a quarter pound should be just enough. And then we're going to put it into a preheated oven, about 325. You don't want it to get too hot because the prosciutto will probably burn, but a nice lower temperature. We're going to let it go for about 7 minutes. For the Brussels sprouts, serving them raw, you want them to be nice and thin. So it's best to do it on mandolin. And you can just throw that away. We care a little bit more about your fingers than getting right down to the bottom. We're just going to scoop that up in a bowl where we can add the rest of our ingredients. Next, we're going to work on our sweet corn. Now this time of year, sweet corn is definitely in season and it's super sweet and delicious. So what I like to do is just take off the husk. And then most importantly, you want to make sure you take off all the silk that's inside. To remove the kernels, I find it easiest to go right into the bowl. You can just anchor it in the bowl and cut it off with a nice sharp knife. And just try to get right down to the bottom of the kernel. After you're done removing the corn from the cob, there's no sense in throwing it away. There's so much great flavor tucked right inside. What I like to do is wrap them up and keep them in the refrigerator or the freezer until the next time I'm going to make a soup or a stock. All right, so we've got some great sweet corn. We're going to add that right into our Brussels sprouts. Then we're going to add in one of my favorite cheeses, aged manchego. If you go to the cheese counter at your local Whole Foods market, you can ask them to talk about all different cheeses with you. There's different aged manchegos. This is a 6-month aged manchego. It's going to be really nice and sharp and delicious. Also in this salad, what would work great is a nice aged Parmesan cheese. So you can talk to your cheesemonger and sort of see what he recommends. And I like to just use a little bit of a peeler and shave this, leaving some nice thin pieces that'll really show the sharpness of the cheese. All right, now when you're making a salad, it's all about the different flavors and also the textures. So we're also going to add in some pecans that we've toasted in the oven for just a few minutes and we've chopped up a little bit. That'll give us a nice crunch, almost like a crouton. With all these great flavors going on, we don't need to make a very heavy vinaigrette. You know, my favorite thing to eat is ranch dressing, I will admit that. But on something like this, let's keep it nice and light and simple. So we're going to start off with just a little bit of fresh lemon juice, which of course is nice and tart with a lot of great flavor going on. And then to balance out that tartness, we're going to add in a little bit of maple syrup. I like to use maple syrup and honey in my vinaigrettes instead of sugar. It's just a little healthier way to go. Maple syrup, a little bit of shallot, and then a little bit of nice olive oil. Just give that a whisk. And a little bit of salt and pepper, which you always want to add in. And your simple vinaigrette is all ready to go. This is great on all sorts of salads and also on different roasted vegetables. Our prosciutto is all ready to go. It's just a little bit on the crispy side. We don't want it to get too crunchy. But it's going to have a nice meaty flavor. Just cut it up into nice bite-sized strips. Add it into our salad. And we're just going to dress it right when you're getting ready to serve. And there you have it, a nice, simple, light, and delicious side dish to go with your turkey.